Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Michigan Time. I'm Elle Blazak.
And I'm Micah Sweet. First up, tonight, the Ann Arbor Plows take the day off. When asked about the conditions of the campus roads, one driver publicly exclaimed, quote, "Plower, I barely know her," end quote. Have fun eating shit.
The roads aren't the only thing suffering because of the snow. In a devastating blow to fitness fanatics across Ann Arbor, SoulCycle has decided to shut down classes for the next week. Apparently, the store's manager did not consider the fact that all their customers cannot walk through the snow because Canada Goose has not come out with shoes yet.
That's a bummer. Yesterday, Major League Baseball's all-time home run leader, Barry Bonds, was left out of the Baseball Hall of Fame for his 10th and final year on the ballot. Bonds woke up this morning without a plaque in Cooperstown. Nonetheless, he still is eligible to break the Guinness World Record for smallest testicles. You go, guy.
Speaking of sports, Michigan basketball kept their tournament hopes alive last weekend after an 80-62 victory over the Hoosiers at Assembly Hall, in what many are now referring to as the most brutal spanking in the state of Indiana since Mike Pence's honeymoon. After Mary Sue Coleman's reinstatement as interim president, the University of Michigan's Board of Regents came under fire for sending out a poll to faculty and employees on whether they'd swipe right, rating her on a scale from how many shots to she's my Doja Cat. Some activists comparing the move to the rating system used by Alpha Phi to choose their PNMs. With these results, Mrs. Coleman is projected to be expecting a work husband as well as a bid.
Schlissel recently announced that he'll be taking a break from the public eye by posting a black screen to his Snapchat story with the caption, "Don't hit me up." However, after a week and a half of complete silence, Mark Schlissel has made his return to social media. It seems that Yik Yak after 11:30 p.m. was too hard to live without.
And Schlissel isn't the only one scrolling. Undercover cops of Ann Arbor took to Yik Yak with the hopes of finding dirt on college bars permitting underage drinking. However, to their disappointment, all they found was sin, dirty, horny, sin.
After the bar scorekeepers posted their Facebook account that they would be cracking down on fake identification cards, students were outraged. However, in recent news, Skeeps profusely apologized for the mistake and announced that their Facebook had in fact been hacked. They will be allowing those clearly under 21 to come on in.
President Biden recently announced that he expects Russia to invade Ukraine. Huh, where'd you get that idea from? Said former friend, not boss, Barack Obama. President Joe Biden has received flack from critics and supporters alike for seemingly having no plan to deal with Russia's impending invasion of Ukraine. To be fair to President Biden, though, he did have a plan. Students have expressed concern towards the impending doom of World War III, but thankfully, world-renowned psychological services program CAPS has announced a new comprehensive initiative, Just Breathe.
Recent headlines have declared that Biden is more like the new Lyndon B. Johnson. Historians are unsure as to why the public is making that comparison, as Johnson was more successful in a lot of areas when compared to Biden, most notably succeeding in assassinating his boss. City council member and owner of Jerusalem Garden, Ali Ramlawi, has recently gained publicity for championing Ann Arbor's latest city ordinance, requiring businesses to provide menstrual products in all public bathrooms. To celebrate Ramlawi's city council win this week, every side order of Jerusalem Garden hummus will be served in a complimentary Diva cup.
Pizza Ferno, a 24/7 pizzeria, has just been launched on South University. Though students were initially excited to hear about this no human worker needed for pizza establishment, excitement faded when students later learned that the establishment was actually run by an underpaid Italian immigrant squirrels in tiny chef hats.
Today in modern academia, the SAT test will soon be all virtual and shortened from 3 hours to 2. This does introduce difficulties for students applying to OSU, as they will no longer have enough time to write their name on the test. Luckily for these students, their future opportunities are the same regardless. Speaking of Ohio State students in distress, White Castle has canceled its fine dining on Valentine's Day. OSU students are now stressed about finding new plans for the day. One student expressed his disappointment by saying, quote, "Schmuck-diddy blood flush," end quote.
Applications for the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy are due at the end of this month for sophomores interested in the program. Prospective majors report high levels of stress as a result of their essay prompts, which ask them to solve century-old issues in 300 words or less.
A pastor has apologized after smearing spit in a man's eye during a sermon. Turns out that earlier that day, he also apologized to the man's son for getting something a little different in his eye. Apparently, Bible study got a little out of hand this week.
Were you the pastor? And lastly, in entertainment today, is Euphoria cheating? Ann Arbor boyfriends are reportedly up in arms over the return of the popular teen drama, which features the largest penis-to-shot ratio in a TV show since Euphoria Season 1. Euphoria fans have responded to these accusations by asking the same disgruntled boyfriends about their porn consumption, to which there was no comment. Well, that's all for tonight, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Michigan Time. We might be spitters, but we're definitely not quitters. See you next week.
Yay!